Hi Cancers, welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for a What is my ex thinking reading. So I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. It's going to be a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the center of the first part of the reading. So here we go. What is my ex thinking for Cancers? The top line, there you are, right there on in your own energy. The top line is yours, the center line is both of yours, and the bottom line is the X's. So I read the center line with you, and I read the center line with them. Overall energy. Oh, waiting. Okay. So the overall energy of this reading is the Seven of Pentacles, waiting for something to come to fruition. It's probably waiting for commitment, for the relationship to take a step forward. And it just feels like time was ticking by, ticking, and you got really like disappointed, you know, that nothing was happening. You weren't moving forward in your relationship. Up here, in your highest energy, is the High Priestess. That's lovely. You have a strong sense, maybe even a sixth sense, but you have a strong sense of intuition. You have this sense of knowing. So it's like you knew, and you knew this was going to happen. You suspected all along. It's almost like pay attention to your intuition. If you have questions right now in your mind, or you may have listened, you may have not. If you listen to your intuition, that's going to help answer your questions about what's going on, what you need to do, and probably have all the answers right within you right now. High Priestess, that's a beautiful card. I love it. And your highest energy right next to your card, the Chariot, the card for Cancer. So more importantly, the Chariot, that's about moving forward. So if you listen to your intuition, it's going to help guide you forward. And I feel like you want to move forward. You're ready to move forward now. I mean, I don't even think you want to wait any longer. It's right above this waiting card. And I do feel like in the relationship, you wanted to move, like I said before, you wanted to move forward. And I don't think they did. And I think you just kept waiting and waiting. And time was ticking, ticking, ticking. Next to the Chariot was the Ace of Wands. This is the card for new beginnings, fresh starts. This is what you're ready for. This is where you're headed. So follow your intuition and it will guide you right through. Okay? So under the High Priestess, the Strength card. This is the card for Leo. Leo might be strong in your chart or might be strong in someone else's chart or your ex's chart. But there's that infinity symbol. That is the symbol of intuition and knowing right under the High Priestess. What this card, the Strength card, is about is knowing what you have to do. Okay, so like I said, you already know, you have answers to many of your questions already. If you just pay attention to what your gut and your heart and your head are telling you. So under the infinity symbol is this figure here who's petting the lion. It takes a lot of strength and courage to pet that lion. So what this card is about is knowing what you have to do and finding the strength to do it. The courage to do it. It's right next to that Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like you knew you needed to get out of this energy of waiting for something to come to fruition. It's like you need to move forward. It's right next to the Nine of Pentacles. This is nice. This is strong energy. It's right under the Ace of Wands. So once you move forward, and you are going to do it, you become yourself again. You become stable, secure, and grounded, and just being you, self-confident. That's right under the Ace of Wands. This is your fresh start and new beginning. It's getting back to being who you are and moving forward. Now, let's get into their energies. Under the Strength card, which is part of their reading, is the Emperor. Now, this is the card for Aries. Aries might be strong in their chart, might be, around this reading, might be strong in your chart. But more importantly, the Emperor, male or female, all of these are male or female, is right under the Strength card. So the Strength card is, okay, first off, they're stubborn. Okay, we'll start with that. They're stubborn, they're fixed-minded, they might sometimes are narcissistic. I don't see any evidence that they're narcissistic yet, but this is one clue, okay? It's like, sometimes they're like my way or the highway, No, I'm not giving in. No, I'm not moving forward. No, we're doing it my way. And, it's that kind of energy, but they're very well liked and respected by others. It's the ones closest to them that see this other side. Now, they are finding the strength to do what they need to do. It wasn't easy. They were facing a dilemma with you because they had to really be strong. They knew that this wouldn't work for them, so they had to follow their intuition and pull out the strength to stick to their guns, to just like not get up off the throne, not let this relationship come to fruition. Really feels stubborn here. It really feels like they weren't ready, whatever factors were involved, but it was hard for them to say no. I do not want to move forward. It was hard for them. Maybe they didn't say no, but they acted that way. They pushed the relationship away. However, but it wasn't that easy, but they knew they had to do it. Right next to the Emperor. This is why it wasn't so easy, okay? And this is right under the waiting for things to come to fruition, which they, I believe, was not willing to be a part of. The Six of Cups, this is a soulmate energy. That was the connection. And they feel the connection with you. You might have known each other since childhood with this card. But this is a definite soulmate card. So yes, they had feelings for you. They still think of you as a soulmate, but they're like unwilling to make a move. So right under this Nine of Pentacles, this is where they want to stay. So this is what, they don't want to give up. They don't want anybody attached to them, okay? This Two of Swords is right next to the Soulmate card. It's right under the Nine of Pentacles. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to see it. They got the swords up. It's like maybe they've been hurt before, and that might have put them into this position that they're never going there again. So they have their heart blocked. They have their guard up, and it's like they don't even want to deal with moving forward here. That was like out of the question for them. Wow. Let's read on for Cancers. Let's find out what's happening here in the second half of this reading. Here we go. Okay, so up here in your highest energy, the Fool. Dancing along with your head in the clouds, enjoying every minute. You really enjoyed the time that you had with them, until it got to the point where you realized that it's not going any further. Dancing along until you find yourself at the edge of the cliff. This is what happened in this relationship. And I feel like you might have been the one that cut this energy out. If you didn't before, you are now. You're not going to do this. It's like you're going to be more aware of the future in your next relationship. This is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is rushing right towards the Fool. It's like, no, this energy goes. I'm not going to be the fool. Well, it's not really being a fool. It's just living in the joy of the moment is what it is, without looking forward, without thinking ahead. But you're not going to do that anymore, okay? Because it became a burden, a heavy one. You had to let this burden go. So it more points to that you might have been the one that cut this relationship out. It seems like they were the ones that they just liked it the way it was, and they go on forever that way. That's fine. They don't want to move forward. But so this is the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands, there's no 11, so you will be able to put, and you are going to put these wands down. You're going to drop them all at once or put them down one by one. But I think you're going to drop them all at once. That's how it feels to me, because the Chariot is here and the Ace of Wands. And I just think you're going to move forward. You learned what not to do, and that's to just dance along with your head in the clouds if you want, to try to make sure, nobody's perfect, but try to make sure that the next relationship has a future, okay? Instead of looking up, look forward. So, under the Fool card, pretty close to that Nine of Pentacles, is the Three of Swords. Yeah, heartbreak. That's what happens with the Fool, it's right under the Fool card. Usually, not always, but usually end up with a broken heart. Now, with the Three of Swords, there might have been a third party involved, someone else involved. Maybe that's why it never advanced. Maybe they were just didn't take the relationship seriously. It's right next to the Five of Cups, under the Knight of Swords. You're disappointed, and I feel like you're more disappointed in yourself than you are with them. They may have been straightforward the whole time, It's like, I don't want to, I'll never get married again, or, they may have said some things maybe that you didn't really take seriously. But this is a card of disappointment and regrets. But looking at the spilled cups, okay, right next to the Three of Swords. 3 cups spilled, 3 swords. But if this figure were to turn around, see those 2 full cups? Those are cups of hope. But right now, at this moment, and I think before this relationship was let go, because you were in this burden, this heavy burden area for a while. And I think that because the Four of Pentacles is under it, there's no commitment here. There's no movement in this relationship. And I think that's really what you were disappointed about, that nothing came to fruition. The overall energy of this card. So you're just kind of stuck in the same old relationship, not moving anywhere. It's not doing anything new as far as the relationship goes. So, in their energy, under this Three of Swords, is the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I think they were juggling somebody else with you. Yeah, and that's why they couldn't commit. So we got those pentacles, and they're like all over the place. The ocean, the ships bouncing around. I mean, the ocean is all over the place. So it feels like they were all over the place. They were just juggling you and someone else, or more than one other. So that's, kind of why you ended up so disappointed. That's, they know, they feel the separation from you, okay? They wish that they could keep you around, but they know it's not possible, and they know they hurt you, and they know it's because of their actions. They're very much aware. But will they budge? I don't think so. So a lot of this confusion is about commitment, and the Six of Wands here is about, this is like engagement, okay? Other people, all their wands are up, they're celebrating. This is a card of celebrating the achievements in love. Well, it's right under the Five of Cups. No, they'd rather look at the spilled cup. So yes, I do think that they've had prior relationships that hurt them, where they ended up with the Three of Swords, or they just ended up hurt and haven't forgotten. So they decide, nah, I'm gonna live this way. This Six of Wands is right next to the Devil card. This is the card for Capricorn. Might be strong in your chart, might be strong in theirs, or around this reading. But the Devil energy here is toxic. So all this juggling that they did, they stayed. They were, you know, they still don't want to leave, I don't think, this toxic energy. There's a third party in here. We got the Three of Swords here. We got the juggling of people. We got 3 spilled cups. I feel like they might have been seeing someone else. Either that, or they were they're connected to something that made this relationship toxic. Can be drugs or alcohol. It can be a mother-in-law or something, old one, or something like that. It can be a child, a grown child that comes between, or even a little child, whatever. Whatever it was toxic. But I feel like this is a third party, another lover. And I feel like that's where they wanted to stay, and they still feel that way. So they might be out looking for someone else since you're not in the picture anymore, because this is their highest energy. They're not moving. And it's taking strength, though. Now, don't get me wrong. It was hard for them to stay on the throne, but they did it. It was hard for them not to move forward with you. But so, Cancers, this was your reading, and I appreciate you watching Universal Guidance.